I worked in TCS for 1.5 years. That was also a really pretty good experience for me because I got to learn a lot about the IT domain, like how do you get in.
So you are
And
studying for government jobs as well as like
yeah,
doing MTech.
yeah.
Okay.
And when I was in my final year in like in my post graduation, I was interning at a electrical firm wherein I was working as a project engineer intern. And while working there, I figured this is not something that I would want to work a lot on, whole my life. And I there were few friends of mine who had shifted from electrical to IT and various other domains. And I had a talk with them, and they told me like these are the things. And yeah, I remembered like I had studied those things back then, and that was something that intrigued me. And then I did a kind of my own research on YouTube and everywhere else, like what are the few courses that I could do, what I could learn, what I could what's currently in the market, and what's booming right now, and what is something that would excite me to work on as well. And then and there itself I came across this field, like data analysis and data scientist and all those things. And that's when I started searching for courses all around, what are the courses, and where I can get placed as well, and I'll get to learn new technologies as
So
well.
you are also saying that in between you work for TCS, right?
Yeah.
So how did
uh,
that happen? Like you did your MTech, after that you were doing
yeah,
internship, you told me.
yeah.
Right. So after
So
internship, suddenly what happened that you thought I will now shift completely?
yeah, that is what I told you. Like after my post graduation was done, I connected with few of my friends, and they were working in IT already. So like towards the IT domain, and then like I saw them working as well. We were kind of roommates itself. So I used to see them work, and that was something I like. Yeah, this seems fun, and the thing that I do is not that interesting. For me, it wasn't that interesting at that point of time. And that is when I figured out, and then I started learning a few things on my own, like on YouTube. And there are various channels on YouTube, and wherein I learned Python and those things. And then I cleared my exam, the TCS National Qualifier Test exam, and I got selected. And
So how was
then
this
there,
process? Like you were learning on your own and you qualified it also, and you are saying that you
yeah,
didn't prepare. Like you are not studying in engineering MTech. You didn't study this. Just
yeah,
before
yeah,
actually giving the test, you started learning. So like how was
yeah.
that experience like?
It was kind of like a 6 month process because we had a COVID at that time when I completed my post graduation. Like just in 2020, I had my post graduation completed in October month. So there was a time wherein I was, my internship was halted because of COVID, and that was a time wherein I started if I can't go on internship and get to learn in that field, then maybe I should do something on my own and study something else. And that is when I started learning Python. According like I got an advice from my friend, you can learn Python because you're coming from electrical side and not very coding side, we can say. So he advised me to, you can learn Python. And then I started to learn Python from YouTube and various other sources. So that is how it started. And then I started giving a few interviews, few exams. And that is when I registered for the TCS NQT exam. And I gave the exam, I got selected. It was mostly aptitude and a coding round also.
Okay.
So I was
When
luckily
studying this,
yeah,
how did you find, like you told you studied Python? So as someone who
yeah,
is studying this on your own for the first time, like was it
yeah.
easy, difficult? Was there any problems that you faced while studying?
It wasn't easy, but yeah, there are you can learn nowadays. Everything is on YouTube. You want to learn it, you can get it. So I just figured out a few really good sources on the internet, but that aren't pretty much it. You need to work yourself also. You yourself also have to work on those things. Not just that you've learned it here and you just have like that is enough. You have to put in work from your side as well, and that is something that I did. And
So you
yeah,
got
I was
you got selected in TCS.
Yeah.
After that, what
Yeah.
happened? You worked there for some time?
Yeah. I worked in TCS for 1.5 years.
Okay.
And it was like that was also a really pretty good experience for me because I got to learn a lot about the IT domain, like how do you get in, what kind of things do you go through, what are the things that you work on, what is the environment which you're working on, and all those sort of things. How do you work in a team? And that was pretty much my first experience and a really wonderful experience. But I was working on a technology that I did not involve a lot of Python and other stuff that I had learned. That is when I started to search out for courses on data science and Python, wherein I can get also placed, and also I can learn a few things on data science, because when I started learning it I was only focused on Python. But then I got to know what are the few things that, like, what are more things that I could go into after learning Python. So that is when I figured out, like, there are data science courses and there are machine learning and all those things. EdYoda, for me, it was like you are already one step ahead of connecting to the company in terms of placement. Like you have a company,